Hey guys, in this video I want to show you how I've been painting iron swords recently, and the first step is to apply a black base coat. Pretty straightforward. And then after that I'm going to use the Leadbelcher Air. Now you can use the standard Leadbelcher, I just would then water it down, but as I incorrectly bought one of these last year thinking it was the standard paint, I've tried finding every use for it. So pretty straightforward here. As it says, it closes on the brush. Try and mix it up a little bit. So I clearly haven't shaken it before the video. There we go. Rookie error. It's better. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I'm just going to apply that over the black. Now, as we can see, there's not actually much to show at all here. So yeah, pretty straightforward. So give me a second, I'll wait for it to dry. With that dry, I'm going to use a green and a brown in the next step. It doesn't really matter what colours you've got, but we're after a camo green and a warm brown. Now the first step is the brown, and we want to water this down a fair amount. So we don't want a huge amount of pigment in the brush. That should be all right. He says maybe I'll add one more for good luck. And if we're thinking of, well, you've got to think of a blade in two parts, and you're going to reverse the top and the bottom side. So if we are putting a little bit of brown in this bottom corner, and I'll always paint diagonally when doing a sword like this. So we're doing it at the bottom side here. I want to do it at the top on this side. Just like so. Might need to add a little bit more pigment after all. Just go back in and do those sort of corners. Is it in focus? No, it's focusing on the paint pot. Fantastic. There we go. And then the next step is to do something very similar with the camo green. And we're just going to work our way a little bit further up the blade of the sword now. But same sort of principle. So I'm going to do some diagonal lines here next to the brown. Just like that. There we go. Pretty straightforward. And that's it. Now, am I going to get away with it, or should I? No, I should. I'll leave it to dry for a couple of seconds. Give me a moment. Yeah, that's what it looks like now. What we're going to do next is use the Leadbelcher, again, Air, or if you're smarter than I am and you bought the right one, the standard Leadbelcher. But I'm going to add a little bit more, just a little bit of water into this. We want this quite thin because I want to just add like a metallic sort of glaze over these. You know, I still want to be able to see the colours just about, but I don't want it matte. So I'm just going to throw that over both sides, just like that. So now you can just about pick it out underneath the paint there. Now the next step, I'm going to mix in some Administratum grey and the Leadbelcher. So we want it closer to the Leadbelcher in this first sort of step. And the rest of the technique now is painting lots of diagonal lines. So this side, this part is going to be the darker edge, and it's going to get lighter. It's focusing on those paint pots again, isn't it? There we go. So it's going to be darker here and then get lighter up to this end, and then kind of doing it in the reverse. So if I think, let's put a line in here. I'm going to keep doing lots of little diagonal lines until I bring it up to the top. Now this first stage, you could probably just get away with painting it a solid colour, like I'm going to cheat and do now. There we go, and then use your thumb just to clear off that paint on the wrong side. And then on the other side, I'm going to start it about here, pull it down to about there. And I might do a single line, just about pull it there. Hopefully you can see that. There we go, just about. So yeah, let me do the reverse. I'll catch you in a moment. Now for the next step, that's a slightly better angle, I'm going to add a little bit more grey, a bit more water, because it makes it a lot easier if the paint is quite thin when doing this. If I can focus in, we're just now doing, again, more and more lines running along the side. So I'm painting a smaller area than I have done previously. So the last stage starts about here. This stage I've started it about here. And it's lots of thin lines. So obviously a smaller brush is going to make it a bit easier for you. Just like so. Right, going to focus in again. Slightly better. And then after that, I will add in some, what is this, Runefang steel, I always call it chainmail, or mithril silver. We're going to add in a bit more of this, throw some water in, mix it together, and just more smaller lines. So the top of this is almost going to be completely silver, because that's the lighter side, and then this side, because of this power cabling, I don't normally pull the design all the way down, but if you're not painting a power sword then you can do, but I will try and pick this out just a little bit. Just like so. Come back over here now that it's starting to dry. There you go, just about to see it there. And then lastly, let me wash that out. Where's my handy stick? There it is, I'll keep it open. We're going to use the silver straight out the pot here now and work our way a little bit further up. Yeah, apologies for being quiet. I'm concentrating quite a bit here, holding it steady, as steady as I can do. Just going to use the flat of the brush to pick that out. There we go. Now what I will do, as I can see it on the camera, there's quite a stark contrast between this step and this line in the middle. If that bothers you at all, then actually break out the mixture that should still be wet enough. Just blend it in again. There we go, it's getting there. So let me let that dry and then I'll do the reverse and see you in a second. There you go, it's roughly what it will be looking like at the moment. And then we're going to go back to the Runefang or mithril or chainmail, the lighter silver. I just want to edge highlight the sides of the blade, just like so. Now for you, it might be a little easier if you don't have a camera right in front of your face that you're trying to see past. But yeah, we just want to pull in that sharp edge just like that. You can see it with the light hitting it there. And and then do the same on the reverse, on the other side rather, but you will have to do it on the reverse. Just about catching it. Now, if you want to give it a go, and Lord knows how easy this is going to be, I will try and pull a line towards the centre. Just like that. And then I'm going to mix some white in. I want to lighten this up a little bit. I'm going to now pull the lighter sides like so, and again come in down the middle here slightly with a lighter white. Throw it here because that's where the lighter metal is. Oh yeah, you're right at the bottom right there now. And then I'm going to add in a little touch more white. Just come in and do the sharper edges, even more rather. Alright, so that is roughly the technique. Now, it might be on some of the shinier parts of the blade, you want to come in with the white and do like a small diagonal line up here. Yeah, maybe you don't want to pull it across the whole way, just want to pull it partly in like that. So yeah, that's overall that's the technique. I've kind of gone through it quite quickly here, but yeah, hopefully you've found it useful. Now I'm about to, I won't put it on film, but you'll see it on my Instagram if it's worked out well. This is my Green Knight that I've been painting for my Bretonian themed Space Marines. So I'm going to apply a wash of Hex Wraith Flame to this. It might work quite well, or it might be that I need to repaint it all. But you know, if you want to find out how that's come out, do check out my Instagram, and the complete build of this model can be found on my blog at the1000thsun.com. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know below. Until next time guys, take it easy.